Kwanzaa. I'm so excited to share this evening with you and to bring forth some new ideas and new insights. So, let us get started. We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We'll know we're there, we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard to know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we're there, we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. So in this moment, we know we will. We know that as a country, as a people, we will get there. There in consciousness, there in the divine understanding and awareness that all that there is the oneness, the infinite presence. So as we take this journey tonight to learn about the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, we will see the divine connection that is with all of us, that is that which we are. And I know that we will get there. I know that the divine consciousness that is within each and every one of us will get there. We will get to that higher vibration of awareness. We will absolutely do it. And as we listen to the drum, it is the beat of the heart that is pounding in and through each of us right now. That is the universal call to Yahweh, to all that is, to the God presence, to the I am. That is the magnificent power and presence. We will get there. We will get there. Heaven knows where we will get there. We know we will. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard to know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. We know we will. We know we will. We know we will. Oh, yeah. Linda, thank you. What is that drum called?
I think it's a bongo.
A bongo.
Thank you to my neighbors.
Thank you, neighbors, for adding that beautiful energy and light. So tonight, I'm very blessed and grateful to have one of our ministerial students participating in this with me, Sherry Ganad. We'll bring her in a little bit. But I want to set you up for what's taking place tonight. And before that, give you some of our announcements because this is holiday lineup weekend call. So tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and you will see us at 6:30 streaming live, bringing in some wonderful magnificence. We'll have the choir on fire. We'll have a lot of wonderful treats for you. Christmas morning, the wonderful Sherry Ganad will be presenting a beautiful Christmas gathering called The Presence of Advent at 10 a.m. in the a.m. while you're opening up your gifts and presents and having a little coffee and maybe a little mimosa. And also, related with Kwanzaa, Sherry and I are both inviting you. Kwanzaa starts December the 26th and it goes through January the 1st. There will be a nightly meditation, about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Meditating on the principles, taking a moment to go within and to connect. You can go through our Zoom community room, 6:30 nightly, starting December the 26th through January 1st. I hope that you come and join us. It's going to be amazing. And then next week we're stepping into the new year almost. We're going to have the wonderful ministerial student Sarah Adams will be here presenting, welcoming in the new and giving blessings and intentions for the divine community. So you'll want to come back next Wednesday and check that out. So when Sherry and I were talking about doing this, we were both very excited and just diving in deep to find out more about Kwanzaa. For me, the pronunciation sometimes would make me go cuckoo for cocoa. So I found this beautiful video of these amazing voices. They are singing the principles, which is beautiful and fantastic. So I'm going to have that, and then after that, we'll bring Sherry in. Let's show that video.
Unity that brings us together. Umoja. Unity that brings us together. Umoja. Unity that brings us together. Kujichagulia. Kujichagulia. Working and building our union. Working and building our union. Working and building our union. We'll spend our money wisely. We'll spend our money wisely. We'll spend our money wisely. Nia, we know the purpose of our life. Nia, we know the purpose of our life. Nia, we know the purpose of our life. Uma,
Sherry.
Hello. Doesn't that just stir your hearts? I have tears in my eyes.
It's so beautiful. And what a beautiful way to take the acts off of enunciation and just feel the power. Feel the power of what they're talking about. So, everyone, welcome in Sherry Ganad. Sherry is going to introduce you to Kwanzaa, how it came about. And so I'm going to let you take it away, Sherry.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Gino. So what is this Kwanzaa? Some of you out there may not be familiar with the festival of Kwanzaa. So what better way to explain it than to share the words of its founder, Dr. Malala Karenga, who developed this holiday, this festival, this celebration back in 1966. And he says, the Kwanzaa holiday will of necessity be engaged as an ancient and a living cultural tradition which reflects the best of African thought and practice in its reaffirmation of the dignity of the human person in community and culture, the well-being of family and community, the integrity of the environment and our kinship with it, and the rich resources and meaning of a people's culture. Isn't that deep that he came up with that? He came up with that during the height of the Black Power movement. Wanted a celebration, a recognition of African culture and African and Black culture in America and empowerment. Now, one thing you have to be sure is not to call it a Black Christmas. It is not that. It is something celebrated globally. It is a celebration, as I said, of culture. And it's not necessarily religious, but it's definitely spiritual. And Gino and I, in a moment, are going to talk about the principle. But first, what is this word, Kwanzaa? Unfamiliar to some of us. It's Swahili for first fruits. You know, the harvest, the agricultural bounty. No, it's not a Thanksgiving feast, but that first fruits, that harvest bounty, is a metaphor for a prosperous life. And this celebration, as Dr. Karenga developed it, is for 7 nights. And each night represents a different principle, a different aspect of being. And so you saw in the beginning there, we had behind us a candle holder with 7 candles, 1 for each night. The candle holder is called the Kinara. And you see those candles standing together, just like family and people standing together. The black candle in the middle, the center candle, is for the people, and it lights the other candles. The red candles on the left stand for struggle. That's the first several days of Kwanzaa. And as we move through the struggle, we move to the right side of the Kinara, the candelabra, and we light the green candles for future and hope that comes from that struggle. So this progression and colors of the candles indicate that people come first. Then there's a struggle, perhaps, and then the hope that comes out of that. And how in alignment that is with our science of mind principles. You know, we know that we are spiritual beings. We're having a human experience that, like in the song that Gino sang, the road is sometimes muddy and it's sometimes rough, but we get there. And just a couple more quick things. There are also symbols with this holiday, with this festivity, just as there are many symbols for other holidays this time of year. I already mentioned the candle holder and the candles. And they are set upon a straw mat or a kente cloth, African cloth, representing the African traditions and history that uphold this time of light. And on this mat are placed the fruits of harvest, the produce and the fruit of showing that from our collective work and planning together, we have all this bounty, we have joy, we have unity, and we give thanks. There's thanksgiving. Now, a special piece on that mat, part of the produce, is our ears of corn. And there's an ear of corn placed on the mat, one for each child in the family. For children are so important. They are the future, the vitality, and it also represents fertility and the bringing forth of vibrancy of life. Also on the mat is a cup, a unity cup, from which we all drink, representing our oneness. And Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, also often spoke of the unity of all people together, and from that becomes our strength. And finally, on the seventh night, the seventh day of Kwanzaa, the gifts are given that are it's encouraged to be handmade gifts, to encourage growth and achievement, creativity, to show the success, to show self-determination, creativity. And so those are some of the symbols and the movement of the Kwanzaa holiday. And so now I shake the shekere, an African instrument, to begin our review of the principles. And at each night of Kwanzaa, the question is asked, Habari gani? Habari gani? What is the news? Gino, what is the news?
Thank you, Sherry. That's awesome. The first principle is umaja, unity. 2 years ago, I had the pleasure of participating in a Kwanzaa celebration for the full 7 days. And as Sherry so beautifully explained each candle and how it's lit and what it represents, one of the things that really struck me, because as a kid growing up, we did not practice Kwanzaa. We were strictly Christmas. And what I found in the celebration of the principles, that when something is anchored in such love and beauty, it goes across whatever type of spirituality or religion. There is always that connection. And unity, so powerful, being the first principle that is shared with the community. And you see the children that come together to dance, to bring the families together, to unite this community. That was the other thing that really struck me about Kwanzaa celebration, was that it was very much anchored in community, in people joining together, not just in a family here or a family there, but the community coming together to unite. One of the things that Kwanzaa was supposed to help in the Black community was to create unity. Through our trials of slavery, there had been separation. Parents from their children, husbands and wives. So the family had been broken apart. And this was a way, because everything that our ancestors knew when they landed in this country was stripped away. And so we had nothing of our own. And this was a way to build back that unity, to build back some structure within our family, and to have community again within us where we could trust and love each other again. So I found that it was really very powerful, because also in the beginning, if you were not a person, if you were not a Black person, you could not be invited to a Kwanzaa festival. But that was earlier thinking to help build this inclusiveness again within a community that had been stripped away. And now Kwanzaa is celebrated by many all over the world. It's a very powerful and loving festival that no matter what your spiritual practice may be, you can include it. You can welcome it into your home as well. So, Umaja, unity, being the first principle. And the symbol of that is a unity cup, as Sherry so eloquently said. It's beautiful. I don't know, I just had this thought. I'm talking to Sarah right now. Down at the bottom, you'll see a picture of unity. Can you put it up there for us? Just so that you can see the symbol of what that represents. There it is. And that is the symbol of unity. So now I say Harabariji to Sherry.
What's the news? Well, Gino, it is Kujicha Kulia, Kujicha Kulia. Self-determination. And there's the symbol coming up. We light a red candle. And that interesting looking symbol is an abstract of an ancient African throne. Picture a wooden carved stool, massive and impressive. And the seat is a curved arch. And that throne is not for a king to sit on, but in the symbol of Kwanzaa, it is the symbol of our groundedness, our rightful governance of ourselves, self-determination. And that is something that's been so lacking for so many of Black people in America. So this is really a taking back of that responsibility, those rights and of self-governance. And it's for each of us too. You know, in Ernest Holmes, again, in The Science of Mind, we were created with spirit, spirit created us with free will. That means we have choice, and we have choice for making decisions that support and uplift life, or we can make choices that destroy things, that destroy life. It is our free will, it is our choice. So of course in Kwanzaa, what we want to celebrate is that choice that supports community and supports the growth of each other. All peoples must be given the opportunity to have the freedom of choice. And so we go on to the next candle, the next principle. Gino Habarigani, what is the news?
What is the news? Ujima. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility to build and maintain your community together. There's the symbol, beautiful. To work together to help one another within your community. This principle I love because no matter if you're metaphysics, if you're Buddhist, no matter what, this is a call of all of us to come together, to unite, to work together, to build a world that supports all. A world that collectively gives a foundation to our youth, to lay seeds of responsibility, of community, of sharing, of caring, and understanding that what you do affects others. What we do affects other people. We are not in this thing by ourselves. And we are, whether we realize it or not, we are a collective unit of human beings, human consciousness, individually expressing. But we are in this thing together. And so, Ujimaje, Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. You know, being able to have hands to work in the world, to bring new ideas into the world, that's part of our journey here. And celebrating that that's something that is within each of us. It's not a selective few. And so in metaphysics and science of mind, we recognize that within each of us, we have a divine call. We have this yearning of what we're wanting to express in the world, what we're wanting to give in the world. This is that principle that each and every one of us have come here with that no one is without that. Sometimes it takes us a minute to know what it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to just be one thing. And so this call, this yearn, this responsibility to collectively put back into the world, to make it a better place, to create anew, comes from each of us. And this principle celebrates that. It celebrates that we have a responsibility to be that, to do it. It celebrates that you've come here with it. There is no separation. So I embrace that and recognizing on this, that's the third night. Yeah, on the third night of the festival, it was so beautiful because the daughter of, name I know it's right here, James Baldwin. His daughter presented a beautiful, it was a musical story of her father's life, of his work and what he felt responsible to give back to his people. You know, if you know anything about his story, he was in France living the life of an author, you know, respected there in Paris and having a good time. But the call to come back to America was strong because he realized that he had to give back to his people, to his world, to better this place. And so he came back with that intention and taking that responsibility. So this is a big responsibility that we all have. This responsibility to take ownership of what we're giving to the world and to be accountable and to know. So with that, I pass this news on to Sherry. I'm not even going to say the name. I'm just going to pass the news on to Sherry.
What is the news? Well, it sounds kind of similar, but it's Ujamaa, collective economics. And that is that we build and maintain our communities by working together. We light another red candle, and the symbol is showing there on the screen. Two interlocking half circles, the Nesbidi, showing togetherness and family. You can just picture a circle and the arcs coming together and overlapping. But you notice that there are parts of the circle that extend outward. So as we come together, we get strength to also then reach outward. And in this economics, it is so important to work together. There's a wonderful Nigerian proverb that says, "One cannot sit down alone to plan for prosperity." Think about that. One cannot sit down alone to plan for prosperity. We just don't get very far. And one like it, there's another African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Go together. We bring our individual uniquenesses together to think of ways to support and uphold one another. You know, I read in a 2019 article from MarketWatch that the typical Black family only has 10 cents for every dollar that a typical white family makes or has in equity. 10 cents to the dollar, 1/10. That is abysmal. That is a situation that must be changed. And through collective cooperation, Blacks, whites, everyone together, we can change that. We can patronize Black-owned businesses, stores, and restaurants. There's a list of resources on our universalspiritcenter.org webpage. If you scroll down a little bit, it's the Racial Equality Project, and there's ideas, places to connect in there. There's the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. There's San Diego nonprofits. There are so many ways to give. And so in this giving, we think now and go into our time of conscious giving. Gino?
And with that, as this is our conscious giving time, I want to thank everyone at Universal Spirit Center for all the divine love and support. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook and always on our webpage, Bob is putting the link for our PayPal to donate there. You can always go to our webpage, universalspiritcenter.org, and donate directly from there. We have a PayPal account. You can mail in your divine tithes. Tithing is a part of sharing. It is a part of growth. And as this principle, as you see, and the Proverbs that Sherry spoke of are about a community coming together. Community coming together to strengthen and to tithe back to your community, to tithe back to the businesses, to support where you live and where you are fed. And with that, our spiritual time and conscious giving. If you're fed here at Universal Spirit Center, we appreciate your tithe. We have our Global Heart Tithe that we tithe 10% out back to the community, that we share that as well, because we are a tithing community and we believe that all of us together, it's the way to go. It's the way to go. So you'll see a link on our chat, on YouTube, our Facebook, and as always, you can go to our universalspiritcenter.org webpage and go to the donate button on there. So that takes us to Nia. Purpose. Yummy. Purpose. What a beautiful and powerful word. So it says, to restore African American people to their traditional greatness, to be responsible to those who came before our ancestors and to those who will follow our descendants. That is truly very powerful. You know, as I spoke earlier, that one of the goals and missions for the principles of Kwanzaa was to reconnect us as people, as families, as friends, as uncles and aunts and cousins, to reconnect us with our ancestral awareness of who and what we are. Being in captivity for so long and treated as slaves, taking away all sense of who our ancestors were, that we came from kings and queens, that the story that we were not even human. So this purpose, this Nia, for each of us to recognize that we have purpose, that we are a people of great ancestor, that we have contributed to this country greatly. And although our name has changed so many times, I mean, we've got some names. And we've had to change because I believe that we are the driving force that keeps consciousness changing, that as we're breaking open this shell, for us to understand that we all are the same, that we all come from this one source. So as we're on this journey, African American is currently what we are respectfully spoken of as. To understand that I have a purpose as a black woman, that purpose is for me to represent who and what I am, and to understand that someone outside of me cannot dictate who I am. That comes from within me, and it comes from family. You know, Sherry mentioned that 10 cents on the financial end, on the dollar. But when you look at our heritage, how it's been broken, things that our ancestors created were taken away. So a lot of the ancestral things that we have created, that we have contributed to this world, history says that someone else has done it. And so this particular principle is a principle to awaken each of us to search your history, to find out truth that you come from a mighty proud people. We come from kings and queens. We had our own businesses and our own spirituality. We had our own country. And we're still a part of that. And so each day, recognizing that there is a purpose that we carry, that there is an awareness to understand our greatness. And you see, in science of mind and metaphysics, there is an awareness to understand that you are the I am presence. That there is no separation between you and the I am presence that is. So this awakening, this awareness that there's only one, that there is this I am that is within me, it is the I am that is within you. And by me acknowledging my ancestors, that does not take away from anyone or anything. It only gives more. And as you acknowledge your ancestors, it only gives more. It gives us an opportunity to see how we have come this far and how we can go further together. Not separate, but together. So there's a purpose that each of us has to recognize that no matter what the color, at the end of the day, it is the I am presence. It is our purpose. It is the divine consciousness that is literally within each and every one of us. Brown, yellow, white, red, does not matter. And we all are here on purpose. We all are here to expand consciousness as we lower it. So I love Nia being on purpose. What's the news?
What's the news, Gino? Oh, that was so powerful. And there's still more principles to go.
Yeah.
Well, the news is Ko'omba, creativity. So we take that purpose and we move into creativity, lighting another green candle. Our creativity and imagination to make our communities and ourselves better than what has been in the past, better than what we just inherited. You may have heard the phrase, the past, our principle, Ernest Holmes, our founder, would say, has no precedent, no impact on the present. We use our creativity. And the symbol there is the Dogon, that symbol of creativity. So notice that dot in the center. That is the seed of creativity. And the rays move outward. They just blossom and grow into all kinds of wonderful ways that we can express not only our individuality, but our power as community. But I want you to notice something else about that symbol. Those black lines, those rays of creativity, we can also see them as coming inward, coming together. And they're all different lengths. That's our uniqueness. You know, some of us are short, tall, skinny, fat, white, black, all different things. Some of us are introverts, extroverts, but it all comes together for creativity. You know, there's a wonderful example of using creativity for this development of community. In Baltimore, there's a program, a nonprofit called Black Women Build. And in that nonprofit, they buy abandoned houses and then work with Black women to restore them. And then they sell the houses to women at very affordable prices. And there's one woman, Kwanzaa Henderson, just 28 years old, that she was able to buy her new place through this program. And she is the first in all the generations, her generations, that were able to have their own home. So someone, and I have not learned who came up with the idea, but that idea of that seed of an idea, hey, let's get together, work together, and get homes for everyone. So what is your creative idea at your work, your child's school, in your neighborhood? Is there an area that you see that could be better for all concerned? Let's just breathe here. Kevin said, let's take a breath. Oh, yes. If money were no object, what creative gift or idea could you bring to improve the situation? For money is not the object. As we've heard in the other principles, it is the idea, the purpose, and the coming together to be creative. And so we move to our final principle, Habari Gani. So what is the news? And
Imani.
it is Imani. Yes, faith. Faith of believing in our people, our families, the educators, the leaders, the rightness of the Black American struggle, BLM, Black Lives Matter. We light the green candle. And we think of and focus on the symbol. You see on the screen the ancient Egyptian symbol of the Ankh, life. The pillar, the center part, represents stability, endurance, faith in one another. For us, of spirit, faith in the oneness of the spirit that's in us. It also serves as a symbol of steadfastness and commitment to the good, the right, the beautiful in life. And now on top of the pillar, there is kind of a seed or orb-shaped symbol. That's the life coming forth. What do we have faith in? Ernest Holmes says, if we're to have an active faith, the faith of God, instead of merely a faith in God, then no matter what the outside appearance, we must cling steadfastly to the knowledge that God is good. God is all, underneath, above, and all around. It's the faith itself that does the work. Faith is the transcendent power of the mind that believes the impossible is possible. And so we bring these principles together and renewed hope in ourselves and for the new year. And what is faith for you, Gino?
That's so beautiful, Sherry. And so I thought I would share faith with a bit of a song. And the song is called Imani. It's called Faith, and it was written for Kwanzaa. And what I remember on the seventh night, the elders took the stage and they sang and they prayed, and there was such this power and presence that came forth from each of them as they blessed everyone. And then the little ones came and they spoke their prayer of faith in God. And so let us do this song. Have faith in yourself, in family and God. Believe in your dreams, Imani. Live a life led by faith and not by your fear, and strong you will be, Imani. Have faith in yourself, in family and God. Believe in your dreams, Imani. Live a life led by faith and not by your fears, and strong you will be, Imani.
Have faith in yourself.
Faith in yourself.
Believe in your dreams.
Hold fast to believe in your dreams.
Life by that faith.
Lead life by
By your
faith.
strong you will be.
Imani, 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 Imani. So I'm going to pass this back to Sherry, and she's going to get you ready to take you on a beautiful journey of meditation. Imani. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing the beautiful principles of Kwanzaa and for sharing all that beautiful knowledge about the symbols and the journey of Kwanzaa. I want to thank you. It's been a joy. Keep the faith, Sister Imani.
Thank you. And thank you to all the workers here who also helped put this program together. So I invite you all to close your eyes. Principle as a stepping stone on the journey towards greater hope, greater faith, and oneness. Unity. Self-determination. Collective responsibility. Collective economics. Purpose. Creativity. And faith. And take a breath. And imagine yourself preparing to embark on a journey. You are alone. It is night and very dark. Light a candle to illumine your way. And it is very silent. The night is oh so quiet. And off to the side, you see a light that's not your light. You pause and you watch it come nearer. And as it comes nearer, just about when the person is upon you, see it as one of the community elders carrying their lit candle. And without a word, that sage person with a face so worn with the cares of the world looks directly into your eyes. And taking a breath, any tension or fear that you held just drains away. And you know that together you can go far. And the elder nods their head, and you two walk together in silence. And as you walk, the moon rises, casting a faint light on the deserted road in front of you. And a little way further on, you start to hear something. In the distance, yes, you hear music. You round a bend, and you see dozens of folks carrying candles, and they are singing together the most beautiful harmonies. And when you get closer, you see their faces are filled with joy. You begin to step off the road to go join them. But then you notice they are joining you. They are coming up to you. And one of those people points ahead on the road to just where the road fades into the darkness, where it's not lit by the candlelight. And they wordlessly indicate that you are to continue moving forward. And you're now with the crowd. And together you are singing and moving together in the night. The combined light from the candle swallows the void of the night. Your heart becomes lighter, and you are not tired despite the many miles covered in your journey. As the night progresses, and after a time, the moon begins to set, and the horizon before you glows a deep orange. The sun is about to rise. And as dawn breaks, the last of the candles burns and flickers out, and the singing stops. And again, there is silence. And slowly, the first morning birds break the silence. And quietly, everyone gathers round in a circle, shoulder to shoulder and hand to hand, your companions on this journey. And as you gaze into the others' faces, you feel deep gratitude. You know you are safe and loved. No matter where the journey takes you, there are others at your side. No matter where the journey takes you, Spirit is with you. And you know you are the light. And we are the light. You may now open your eyes, or if you wish, keep them closed as Gino sings the closing song for us.
I am a light, I am a light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am a light. I am light. I am a light. I am light. I am a light. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made or any other things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of a dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. Oh, I am a light. I am a light. The light of Sarah tonight. I am a light. I am a light. the light of Bob tonight. I am a light, I am a light, the light of Linda tonight. I am a light, I am a light, the light of Sherry tonight. I am divinity divine. I am God on the inside. I am a star.